some bonsai in the house. Still trying to get myself talked into at least giving the regular bait casting reel handles a try over the SyngleLyfeStyle. If you guys know the deal, several years back, like I don't even know how many years ago, I switched out and kind of just started tinkering with the idea of what if you only had, you know, just like on a spinning reel, you only had one knob to grab hold of. Originally did it to shave weight. I've become so used to this that when I switch out, or when I'm first testing a reel before I actually, you know, decide if I really like it, or switching any of the, you know, I have the stock handle on it, I usually end up not liking that, and I go right to that. So today what I've done, I switched, that is the stock handle assembly, except I switched out to these knobs, which these are my favorite feeling and looking knobs at the moment, right? Flavor of the week right here. These things are awesome. AliExpress, I want to say I gave $7.50. They're like normally $9, almost $10 a pair. But I think I got them on sale for like $7.50, so I had 2 pair. So anyway, I still got one over here sticking on another SyngleLyfeStyle handle. So I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot. Now what I'm going to do is, more than likely, my BFS or my Finesse, right, my smaller, lighter combos, I probably won't even think about switching away from this. But then on some of the bigger stuff, I may go ahead and just, where the overall weight of the, you know, reel doesn't matter anyway, I maybe even wanting more weight to balance that combo out. I don't know. I tried this last year. I don't know if I even mentioned it to you guys, but Charles, I talked to him about it. And I tried it briefly and then went right back to all my reels with single. But that does look very, I like this, the stock handle that comes with it. This is the one, the JDM version. I'm not sure if the American version comes with that exact. I actually like that. I like the stock handle, and I'm definitely not going to cut it down. So if I do decide to go back, I'll go back to what, some sort of other. And I think I've tried carbon fiber on here, and I just don't think the carbon fiber looks as well. There's too much black then. I like the silver. The more silver, the better, or gold. More metallic colors, I think, on the Zillion. And I'm thinking about going back with the gold. Oh, I do have some better, the Gomexus. And what's weird is, go to eBay, you can find the Gomexus adjusters are actually look better. They're 15 bucks. Like this comes with the these drag stars for like $17. So that's still the cheapest way to go. But if you want to go like Gomexus, you can find the drag stars on AliExpress and eBay. But the cool looking Gomexus spool tensioner adjuster, nuts, caps, whatever, the better looking, I think, they're $15 just by themselves. But then I also found out, now I'm not 100% sure, I think I found an awesome looking replacement for all of those that's actually colored, and I'll be talking about that in a later video. So anyway, I do have all of the other ones. These are 3 of the 4 I'm keeping. I left the Dark Wolf Ultra up there. So all the other ones are rigged up and ready to go. They're ready. This isn't a video. They're ready to more or less, I'll probably make another video, probably not tonight, probably tomorrow, possibly tonight, but probably tomorrow, showing them and talking about it. But I think Charles is interested in some of that stuff, so I'm going to kind of talk to him more and see which, because I think he's interested in the Daiwa Salamandura, possibly along with the, he's definitely interested in the Geico Pigeon. So I may try to make him some deals on both of those 2 reels. I don't think he's interested in the Zillion at all. But anyway, right now we're doing an unboxing. And before we get to the unboxing, Jay had mentioned, and Jay's mentioned it several times, the Arise reel, it's the only thing not in this package, right? This comes from AliExpress. There's like 8 different orders in this one package, and that's how they roll over there. So I'm going to do like I always do. I'm going to bring them out here and count them to you. There's 1, and then we'll open them, 2. Except for there's some I guess I could open them, but some of this stuff is actually tank top shirts for me to wear to the gym, so I'll probably leave those out of it. I'm not even sure what that is. So we've got, I lost count. You guys counting? Another one there. And then this, no, it's not a reel. That reel, the Arise reel, is the only thing that is coming by itself, and it should be within a day or two of these. They both, it was ordered like 5 days later than this stuff, but then it showed it like almost traveling, you know, following the tracking like right with this stuff. This should be a line. So let's save the line. That should be fishing line for sure. Let's save it for last. Let's get the biggest stuff out of the way here. So let's start with this. Oh, I know what this is. You guys ever, it's like Christmas, but I know what this is. These are soft-bodied swim baits. So let me open them up. Now these, you guys know how it is. It takes so long to get the stuff, and I'm forgetting off the top of my head how much I paid for these, but you know, if I bought them, they were fairly cheap, right? So these are Meredith swim baits, and I want to say, what? I thought I ordered 2 of the same size. Maybe I didn't. I get to doing that sometimes. I'll order a couple different sizes so I can try them out of different colors, and that's probably what I did here. I have no idea if these will work, how well they'll work. They're kind of like, I guess you could say, a copy. There's some stickers of like a Huddleston type deal. You guys want me to pull hard and see how long it takes before it breaks? No. So anyway, it feels kind of soft. I've never really liked these, how that hook, I mean, I guess it's open, exposed, so if it gets in the roof of their mouth, it doesn't need a lot there to, but there's hardly nothing collapse. And you can also, you know, put on a split ring and then some sort of treble hook also if you're worried about hookups. But I think these were like $2.50 or something like that. They were crazy cheap, and that's a pretty good size one. So these will go in my little arsenal of with the hard body somewhere. I'm running out of room to fit any of these bigger swim baits. That dude is little. I guess I didn't realize this would be that little, but tie on right there, throw that baby out. Actually, I like that color. I think it looks a little, I guess maybe too much, but I'll try it at first. Let's see how sharp the hooks. Well, we all know, like new hooks, they're sharp. So you guys comment, any of you guys that have swim baits or know anything more about the bigger type swim bait stuff? I've only ever owned one. I bought a big, I think it was a Huddleston. I think it was bigger than this one. This is like a, I want to say this must be a 6-inch. I think I bought an 8-inch Huddleston, and this must be a little like 4-inch. Maybe, well, maybe 5. It just, on these swim baits, they definitely, you know, you go from the 8 to the 6, and you're thinking they're not going to be a huge difference, but they downsize, like the overall size of them's a big difference. So anyway, I'm actually pretty anxious to try these guys out, and I'll just try them like this one for sure will be thrown just like this. This one, I don't know. I don't know if you guys comment what you think. Should I put a treble right off the bat? I know you definitely don't want to try, and I could rig one up off this set right here. Like if you guys ever watch the Tactical Bass and talks about how they do it. You just kind of basically just get the wire, tie off another one here, and stick one of the hooks into this where there's 2 sticking up back here just to help with hookups. But I don't know how much I'll be fishing these or how often. I just wanted to get them and try them. They were cheap enough. Trust me. I was like, okay, I'll try them. So there's one out of the way. Let's go to the next biggest one. I think there's only one little thing in here. So let's keep going. These are all baits except for that line over there in the cardboard. These are all different baits that I'd seen and decided I should at least get one of them. Now, every once in a while they have a sale where like it pays to buy 8 at once to get them, you know, the shipping combined, and they're roughly like $1 a piece type stuff, little baits or $2 baits. I may do that, but normally if they're a $3 to $5 bait and it's free shipping, I just get one. And I always end up still with a bunch of baits I don't like. This one, for whatever reason, was all by itself. So a jointed bait. Do you guys fish any of these? Oh, it's mega bass. No, wait, it's make bass. It was close. It's misspelled just a little bit. So I guess this is a direct copy of some sort of mega bass. I would take it because it looks like almost identical to how they package all their stuff, to me anyway. I mean, it's very close, right? So this was a cheap bait also. I want to say it was I don't think I've bought any baits that are over $4. They're like $3.50, $3.80 something. Rattles. It's hard to, hooks are sharp. It's hard to tell how, you know, cheap or flimsy something is really without. The actual paint looks good. I don't know if you could make out the paint. The paint doesn't look bad. How well will it last? That's another story. So you're going to have this little dude, should be down there, you know, making a little more noise than your normal crank would. It looks pretty cool. Then my eyes probably fall right off. Remember, if you guys don't know the deal, you take like an X-Acto blade, and most eyes, even the high-end eyes, will pop right off. They're basically just already on like a board with piece of paper with just sticky stuff like you would peel stickers. It's pretty much what they are, eye stickers. In most places, they just pop them on after the thing's painted. Like a lot of your custom guys will put those on. Some of them even add a little glue, put them on, then they'll put like a clear coat over the whole paint job, and those eyes won't go anywhere. But most of these eyes on most of these baits you buy, on almost all the high dollar ones, you're going to lose them pretty quick. So if that is an issue for you, doesn't really matter to me. A bait with both eyes or a blind bait actually catches just as many fish. Just pop that off with an X-Acto blade, put a drop of super glue, put it right back on, and then that eye usually won't come off. It may eventually, but it'll last way longer. I don't even really mess with it anymore nowadays. I just let them go. The eye comes off, it comes off. Not really worried about it. So here's a couple more of, and these I thought were going to be smaller, but these were only, these I think were $1 each. And I had in my mind, I envisioned a smaller bait for as light as they were. I know, check out how many millimeters they are or whatever, and calculate that out to how long I think they are, right? This is a pretty good color of white though. And you never really know until you try it. It's kind of like a cross. I don't know. I don't know if that's a copy of any bait or not, but it's a square bill, but it's definitely kind of, it's a flatter than most, but it's not a true flat-sided. So I think it actually looks pretty good. So I will definitely be trying these out. I'm not going to open the other two. You can make out the colors. That actually doesn't look like a bad color either. This color does not look good to me. In the pictures it looks better. In person it kind of looks like like out of all of them, these look like a little better paint job quality, and this looks like just a cheaper one. Watch it be the one that catches the fish. So let's keep going. But yeah, if you guys are interested in any of these, let me know and I'll put the link. I don't know if I'm going to put the link until when you guys say you want it for sure kind of deal. Oh, this is the one. Oh, I've been waiting. I was hoping it'd been bigger, but I was pretty sure for the price it was going to be a little one. But a lot of people always talking about fish with the rat, right? So I saw this little dude. I want to say this was $3.50. So for that price, I'm like, I just got to get one and try it. And I think you can get it with different color tails or whatever. But I just had to get one of these to try. So I'm pretty sure you're dealing with a topwater / wake type, very, you know, up towards the surface. I imagine if you cranked it right or with the right line, you could get it go just subsurface kind of thing. But just a little rattling rat. Little mouse, should we give him a name? That'll be one of those fun topwater baits when you know they're hitting topwater, or maybe it may be one that'll trick them into a bite, but for the price, I had to get one. I had to have one. Did I need it? No. Did I need any of these baits? Have you guys seen my tackle box? No. I didn't need any of these baits, but these are just one of those where I was like, well, there was a sale going on. This is the one I was curious about. This looks like a good little bait. I don't know how well it'll work. It's one of those like a 1.0 size, little square bill, Banshee. I've had some of the different Banshee brand, different baits from that brand. So this was actually a little bit, I'm gonna say it's $3.50 or $4 for that little bait, but it looked just something a little different. I like the color, overall shape. And that's definitely in that, like these aren't really what I would call BFS. I'm sure you could throw it with some BFS gear if you really want to, powered BFS, right? But this is where, you know, BFS for sure. Look at the hook size difference. So you're getting out there, you know, you get some of them smaller bodies of water, but there's a chance of catching, you know, a good little square bill crankbait bite being on. Sometimes these little baits around this size. It's like a little smaller than the Dig It, I'm pretty sure. This is bigger than the Dig It. So I bought one of these. This was my favorite color of the bunch. They do have a few other colors. I'm going to try this one little bait. And it comes close to that color that I had real good luck on. Like one day, and then it's never produced the same way. Oh shoot, the 6 cents one. I can't remember their little bait, but anyway, I might show it in another video. That's why I bought that one, because I had the luck with that other little bait, and this one I liked the overall shape and scheme of it. You guys make it out. The eye is just, I think that eye is just red. It looks like, they've got a little dot and a little different darkness to it. Kind of makes it look weird. Banshee though, cool name, right? So let's go with the last, I don't even know what this one is. Last package that should be baits. Oh, this should be a 4. Somewhere there's 4 baits. I think these are little bitty guys. Or they're just stuffed in there. Okay, they're just stuffed in here. So these are also like a cheaper version of that other jointed bait in a deeper diver. Now these, I think were $1 a piece. That's the only reason I bought them, to have those baits if I want to throw one on and may not make it back. I just want to get down a little deeper. If you guys remember right, I had the horrible luck with the Strike King, the deep diving square bills from Strike King. Man, they feel like they just hang up on every little thing more than any type of square bill type thing I've ever tried, like on rocks or anything. They were crazy. So these definitely, if you guys can see the difference, I mean, this is a square bill, but like just the paint, the shape, the quality, these you can tell are like a cheaper, just a cheaper put out there bait. Hooks actually look like the same exact hooks though. So I think a little more time went into this one for sure, but we don't have the square bill that we do with this. But I tend to find that some of these deeper diving square bills don't really work like square bills that we're used to, the shallow runners. But anyway, I got 4 different colors, and I'll be honest, in person, I don't like any of these colors. This color actually might trick some fish. It's a very dark green. And this is another one of those, I just got it. I'm going to try them. I haven't really seen any videos with anybody trying these. And if I lose them, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. If I start really catching fish and I lose one, I'll order another one. If I don't, they will not be getting replaced. I can see where that color, mainly for the side, the flash, not so much just green, but I don't know. Actually, I see where that one could. Yeah, that one's kind of a Toledo gold color when you really look at it. So yeah, they definitely look like cheap baits painted and stuff, but they were cheap, but the colors look like they could definitely work. Like that color, I could see that color definitely working. Yeah, for sure. So I do like that one. That's kind of got some green, then it goes to blue. I don't know. I can't really knock them yet. They definitely look cheaper than this one, I guess. This looks like a true close to, not far from Mega Bass type colors. It does have that kind of tints and hues. These are more, but sometimes it doesn't matter. But yeah, these two, you can definitely tell are just a little more. Sometimes though, a cheap bait will just flat out catch you fish. So there we are. I got two more of those. And I don't remember the exact price, but I think that was the most expensive bait. That one or that one. They were like $3.50, $3.97, something like that. Everything was under $4. These were like $1 a piece, and so were these, and this was like $3.50. I think it was actually cheaper than these two. And then these were only like $2.50 or something. Now most of them are on sale, but they're still on there cheap right now. Like normally they're not real high, but then when they get extra cheap, like when the sale pops up, you got to get them. You're like, I can't like not, what, like it's a few bucks. I want to say I spent almost as much on this line, which is cheap line also, as I did these baits. But this is supposed to be 500 meters of 20 pound, I believe. Because I want to definitely put, even if I don't use 20 pound, leader material, I wanted just to have a couple rods rigged up, like my swim bait, whatever, swim bait. Like my frog rod or bigger jig stuff, whatever might be doing some, a little more power fishing, not power BFS, true power fishing with my heavy action or one of the medium heavies. I wanted to go ahead and, so Proberos 20 pound, and it did come dark. If you guys remember, I'd ordered that Gavacont stuff or whatever, and it came that crazy fluorescent color, and I don't really like that line. It's supposed to be 15 pound test, and I've had it break on me where I thought that I've had 10 pound test break where it had broke, like doing the same kind of stuff, but never really 15. And you guys know I run my drags not the crazy tightest, so it made me just, I don't trust that whole spool of that lime green looking camo stuff. But I've never had an issue with the 10 pound Proberos in this color or that camo blue or Hercules. I want to say I had 15 or 20 in Hercules before in this or something. I didn't buy as much. So that should last a little while. 20 pound. Where do I have a... Let me see. Let me see. So there's my 10 pound. I only... Oh, whoa. I bought 1,000 meters of the 10 pound a while back. I was going to try to see if we can look, if you guys can make out the difference in the thickness. You can definitely tell when you go from 10 to 20, you can tell they're thicker. But honestly, when you're going 10 to 15, it is not the easiest thing to tell which one. Like you have to sit and look at them for a second to, realize which one's which. Let's see if I can hold them up there. And there's two different colors to throw you off probably. It won't focus on those pieces. Anyway, we've got 20 and 10 in this color. I've got 10 of the camo blue and then that other new line. Now I got to get some different reels since I'm going to be selling reels to get all my new line checked out. If you remember right, I bought this stuff before. I bought it in purple because that's the only color I could find reasonably priced. And then I tried that purple out. I'm like, that's line. I like that line. So I bought the blue to put on. Now that's 18 pounds. So I'll probably put it on. I'm gonna put it on my chatterbait rod and reel combo for sure. I'm debating on whether I want to put this on the heavy action carbon light or if I want to just go with the 20. And because I'll probably go with the 20. I'll try it out first. I may actually do a little strength test, test them both out. This 18 angry fish to the 20 pound per barrels. And I don't know if I'll do it on, showing you guys, or I'll probably do it and then just tell you what the results were. Because if this, doesn't break any more than like this, I'll just use this 18 pound. Because I'm probably going to stick with my 15 pound leader. When you upsize like that, it's just easier. My theory is it's almost like you have when you had, if you guys have ever fly fished, your main fly line, you never worry about the strength issue because your leader and tippet material, that's where all your, if you can brag about catching a fish on with the 1 pound tippet, right? Or, whatever, like that's where it may break. Your fly line's just to get it out there. Kind of like where, once you get in that bigger end of your fishing stuff, like where you'll see guys throwing 50 pound braid and different stuff, I won't go that far, but as far as throwing 20 pound with the 15 pound leader, what it should do, as long as it's good braid, even 18 pound with the 15 pound leader, it should let me not have to worry about the braid being the issue, the knot to the leader. As long as I tied my knots fairly often, it's just a matter of little nicks getting in that 15 pound. So as long as you check your leader, retie it whenever you feel, you can't remember the last time you tied the leader on, put a new one on, then you don't have that line failure. It's kind of like a, foolproof way to do away with that if you're like me and you have to go braid the leader. I've tried regular line. I have not tried 20 pound straight fluoro of any higher end brand to see what the stretch is like on that, but man, if you're going to go that thick a line, no, because 20 pound fluorocarbon, even some of the higher, that's you get pretty thick. And I'm not saying it's impossible to cast or hard to cast, but it's just not as overall enjoyable as 20, 15, 10 pound braid. Or if you're going BFS fishing, you want to go crazy with 6 pound braid. And for me, it's just a whole, seeing it and the tying of the knots and that kind of stuff. Or if you do get a backlash, it's harder to dig out. The thinner that braid gets, the harder it is to get, to just work with in general. That's why you see a lot of guys are going 50 pound, 80 pound braid. It's just, they say it doesn't cast easier. It's just more manageable, easier to work with. So anyway, any questions? Nobody? We're done here? I'm looking forward to that Arise reel. Jay just commented again tonight on another video about how he called it the Mighty Metanium, but he has a couple Steez reels, Metanium. I don't think he hasn't had his hands on any of these or fished with them yet. But he said that Arise reel, I can't remember, I want to say he said a 1/2 ounce casting plug or something. I don't remember exactly what he said he was casting, but the Arise reel outcast all those other high-end reels he has. He says it just he claims a refinement. The overall feel of that reel is like right there with the higher end stuff. It's, I guarantee it's probably not 100% Steez quality, but it's probably, good feeling, because I'll be honest, this little reel right here feels very good. That reel, I don't really hear any there's no geary sound coming out of it yet or nothing. And it's not been through a full season, but it's been through a lot of chatterbait fishing and has pulled through, because that resistance when you're pulling chatterbaits back, catching and it's caught a lot of fish. If anything, it's not picked up any noise, and it's only gotten smoother as I've used it. Like it's broke in now, I feel. It's been dunked like a handful of times. That's another thing about the reels I'll be selling. I know, right? You're like, no wonder you're selling them. No. If you guys know the channel, I'm not trying to hide anything. The two Daiwas, the Gecko Pigeon and the Salamander, have not been dunked in water. The two Dark Wolf Ultras have not been. They're brand new, haven't ever been anywhere. But the two Acuras, I don't know about both of them. Let me think. I know for a fact the one Steez I'm going to sell, because both my Steez have been dunked in water. Now, this one's been dunked in water, and one of the other Acuras for sure. But I think that's it. But no issues. Like this is the one I took apart the other night, and I showed you guys. If you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it. It's still clean, still has the grease. Like they were completely submerged, and I was sitting there shaking it like I was getting all the outer gunk off because it got nasty, and I wanted to. Actually, every reel I had with me that day did that, so I dunked every one of them that I had with me, both Zillions, and I have not taken them apart to clean them. I took this one apart and looked at it when I was showing you guys stuff, but I put it right back together. It has no issue. The biggest thing is if you dunk one is to get it as soon as, you can fish with it, but you need to get it somewhere where it's heat and hot and it gets dry. Because as long as it's drained, they all have like a little drain port. And as long as every part internally is pretty much got an oil on it, just regular water won't break down that oil. It'll just run off, and it should be fine if it's any kind of a quality, in which I've seen, like it seems to me like this reel is, just like my Zillion right here. And oh, this is the one I'm keeping. I did figure that out if any of you guys are wondering. The one with the nicks on it is the one that I had. It's the one that I considered. It's the second one I got, and I considered it something was just a little off from the first one. So I took it apart, and I put those bearings in, and then I realized where the other two bearings were when I switched this handle knobs out. The reason your Steez or any of your Daiwa reels that come with the, is it 12 plus 1, or they're loaded with bearings, right? That's because there's bearings on both ends of the knobs, and then there's a bearing on each side of the worm gear. So this reel, I've put a bearing on each side, and then I'd like to inform you that now, I want to say it's 15 bearings, because this is the knobs. They take two little mini bearings here, and the one out here of the standard size. So I actually, by switching out these and going away from the other handle, not only do you add 2 bearings, you actually add 4 bearings to the overall bearing count, if you're counting bearings. So if you're wondering if this is the first time I think I've showed you guys, I put it on, which this, you may not have believed me, that's an 80 millimeter older, like off an Alphas or something years ago, Daiwa handle. But what it takes is, you have, this reel anyway had 2 little bitty spacers with the stock knobs. So I left those on, and then the handles that these came off of, I had already had 1 spacer. Where did I put these handles? Which these are pretty much like Daiwa, but they're an aftermarket one from AliExpress. So it already had the 1 spacer. So I added that spacer. Of course, on this side they have 2 thinner bearings and then 1 thicker standard Daiwa type bearing on the outside. And if you look, it's just a touch, like it's not just spin it and there's no play, but it's very, like you can't, I could probably play with it if I added 1 more and maybe get a little tighter, but that's something that me fishing out on the water, I never feel that because it's so close. Like if you get very loose, you'll feel it, you'll grab it and you'll feel it clunking sometimes, but like that tolerances. So pretty much what these, what I'm saying is what these come with, if you guys remember in the unboxing, they come with the other shims which are in there. It is plenty enough and all you need to go on any Daiwa. Now on the Shimano end, they'll go on Shimano and you just leave out the, probably the spacers and one of the little ones. And you just put on the one little skinny one. Or you might end up putting just a 1 standard size Shimano bearing. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't tried to put it on a Shimano one. But they will fit Shimano or Daiwa. and I definitely like those. You can get, unfortunately, they made a gray one at one time, and those are always sold out everywhere. You can get this color, purple camo, green, two different types of shades of green camos, and I think that's it. The gray one isn't there, and at one time I think there's even a few other colors they had. If you check around, there's other cheaper versions. Looking at these are like solid colors, but I don't like those. I think they look cheap. I know this thing will never focus right. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Be looking forward to the stuff that's going up for sale. And I guess be the first ones that tell me you want something. I was looking at this rad earlier. I think that's actually string inside those little, yeah, it's like string with the plastic molded over it. So that should be durable. I don't think there's a way to change it out if that tail were to get knocked off. So anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below if you got a question about any of this stuff, or you want to say anything, or if you've tried any of these things out yourself, whether it be from AliExpress, or what luck you've had with swim baits, or if you think these look like they should get bit. Almost every bait will get bit. Some of it you got to work it way harder than others. Some stuff just has a natural. You throw it out and reel it back, and fish just seem to, almost can't resist it. On most certain conditions. And there's other baits like you feel you really have to get out and work that sucker to just get a hit or catch a fish here and there. And I'm finding out, and I know I dog Strike King a lot, but that chick magnet, it just popped in my head the minute I said that. I feel I've worked that bait, and that thing, I see guys, the pros out there using it in their little promotional videos talking about how good that chick magnet is. Now there's a chick magnet junior. I don't know if I want to buy one. They're like $10 each. I'd almost have more luck in this little color I don't even like. Cheap dollar something bait catching me a fish before that chick magnet does. Maybe I'll do that in a heads up deal. Well, this little cheap color I don't even really like the best. I definitely like, where did it go? This white color, I think, in like murkier, almost muddy. Well, anytime, you guys know the deal with white. White could be all right anytime, day or night. But let's just break them all out. I need to hurry and get this stuff put up and clean up this mess. This color, I don't know. Everybody says you need to have a brown square bill, right? Kind of a brown. It's more brown. In the camera, you're probably seeing a chartreusey color. I don't see in person here. I don't see any sort of chartreuse or bright color. It looks brighter on the camera than it is. It's just not even really bright. It's just a regular brown, black back, red eyes. Eyes almost look like they were too small. They're just like, oh, those will work. Stick them in there. And they will work. They sit down and in. They probably stand a less chance of popping off. But anyway, red eye shad, right? That's a red eye, and it looks like a shad pattern, right? The clown. Sometimes these colors, these clowny looking colors, tend to just work also. Definitely I like this one, then this color, and then that last funky color. Will one of my cheap baits that I got off AliExpress catch a bass before I catch one with one of my Strike King baits I bought? The chick magnet and those deeper diving, if you remember it, I went through a whole, every one of them I bought in the sexy shad color, right? Sexy shad, oh my god, sexy shad. That color is one of my least favorite colors in the world. But I bought some, and we're trying them, and I don't know, have I caught a fish period on any of those sexy shad bait colors? Got a 3XD, chick magnet, one of those deep diving square bills. I don't know, but I do not have much faith in those. I'm going to try them again at the beginning of the season. Well, when the time's right, I'm going to try them again, but I'd almost be positive one of these little baits, I'm not counting this guy, topwater deal, but one of these little guys here, I'm not even counting this little dude. These two are out. I'm not even counting that. It's kind of a different deal, but those things I bought were more of that shallow, square billy stuff, right? I mean, I could count this one, but it's kind of definitely more of a finessey thing. But like one of these guys, to where those deep dive and square bills from Strike King or the Chick Magnet is supposed to be similar type, covering the type depths and waters, right? Let's find out. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Stay tuned. As soon as that Arise shows up, I will do an unboxing, and I will get out as soon as possible to do. Hopefully, it'll make it. And that is a flaw in the paint. It'll make it. No, wait, that thing's. It's on both sides. Oh, is that a toothpick thing? And these are replaceable? That may be what that is. I'm looking at. I didn't read it. You guys know I don't read the descriptions a lot. I just see a picture and it's $2. I'm ooh, I like it. I buy it. Right? Focus. I think that's what that is. You probably get replacement tails. I may look into that. I don't know. Order a replacement tail before I even catch a fit, before it even gets wet. Look at that, dude. That looks like a real mouse. We should name him before he gets lost in a tree or disappears in a big, giant, largemouth's mouth because my 20-pound test gave out. Dang it. I hate it when that happens. No, this bait, I would not use that. I would... Actually, this little bait isn't huge. And look at them little trebles. Like, this bait would probably... Like, I would feel confident throwing that dude right there on my 661 Teton with no worries of catching and getting that fish that hits it in. Now, if I was around nasty cover, I don't know if I'd even throw that them little... and you could always go... No, they got it about right. Like, you go any bigger. You could go a little bigger around with those little, the short ones, treble hooks, you know what I'm talking about, to get a little bit bigger, thicker deals on it. But, yeah, I almost feel like that would get a bigger fish bite than what you'd probably want to size up at least, but those little short ones so they wouldn't possibly. I don't know. I'm going to try it just like it is. You know me at first. If I feel like I lose a big fish, I would definitely get frustrated and switch out those hooks. Yeah, Marcus says with the Spro Rat, it's replaceable. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Some of those baits with like any kind of tail or longer tails, they even give you spares with either, and then tell you how to do it with like just a toothpick. And there's a lot of different stuff. So anyway, I think those hard baits I got, they're not. They're just like regular whatever. I don't know if they sell replacements. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I will be back. I shouldn't tell you guys this, but I'm going to give you a little deal before I jump on there and buy them. Remember I talked about how this one's like you can't find them anymore. They got this extra little machining done to them. They're this, they call it smoke, but it's like a dark gray gunmetal-y type deal. I call it more gray than anything. Well, I found them. One of you guys are going to go on there and end up buying them all. But when I was telling you earlier about the little cast control caps, you can get Gomexus on eBay. You can also go on eBay, and these for $15, they still have this color for Daiwa for sure. And when you click on, like when you look at them in pictures, this color, the smoke one, it's the only one that had this cutout, the extra cutouts. Now what I should do is jump on there right now and buy them all, even though I just told you guys about them. Because they do look just a little, if you're wanting that, if you're not like me and you don't want, you know, like me, I kind of usually like a little brighter, but this thing does look good. Like what I'll probably end up doing with this one is deanodizing it and making it shine bright like a diamond and then putting it on either this or this other reel. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys real quick before I forget. Like this actually made this reel look better, and all I did was I took off the other one because I used the parts, if you guys remember right, so I could put the gold one on, and I showed you guys how to do that in a video. So then I took this drag star off this one and put on this reel, and it just made it look better. Like if they came with that, you know, metal painted just a next shade darker, or even if they would have just stuck with that color, but I think that shade, a shade darker, it actually makes this reel look way better than that black cheap one. If you guys remember right, I talked about it before. So do I want to leave it? No, but I mean I could, but it's a way if you have both like I do, I technically could just leave that on there while I leave this purple one on this reel, because I do like this reel. I just, these are hard to find. Some of you don't care, but a good rod that matches up to a very purpley pinkish reel. But that reel does look good. I was curious, and I may order some if these if these purple knobs you can get, because I think I have the exact color. Let me find it. I don't think it would look that good. I mean, you guys tell me. So just imagine this color. This is a dirty one. This thing's, but like that color on there, I think it actually doesn't look right. So I could basically get, you know, the flatter. Let me get one to stick out here. So I could get that exact shape in this color to go on here. But I just think on that, I don't think it looks right. I don't think that color, purple, it just look, EVA on here, I don't think looks, it's just so, that's just my opinion. It'd almost be better with just a black if you were going to do some kind of EVA, or the gray camo, you know, which is neutral. I wish that's why those are sold out, and I don't know why they don't have more being made and sold, because they kind of neutral. You can go with almost any reel. These, you know, even the blue, the greens, you kind of have to have a certain scheme going, or they just look gaudy, right? I think this one may look better with that gold back on. I think just a blue deal here, blue line, blue knobs, I think, then gold, I think actually probably looks better. That thing, I don't know. It's just got more green, I guess, than I would like to in it. It's not horrible, but now you can also get, and they say, and who is it? The Constant Pheasant. Oh, I forget your name anyway. Subscriber name. YouTube user handle, whatever you want to call it. But they say, and I'm pretty sure you can, that those aluminum pieces that are for the stees will fit right on here. So they make purple, red, I think they even have pink, purple, red, pink, and gold. So what I'm thinking about doing is getting gold and trying it on this reel. But then that'll be too much gold. I mean, I could just try it, everything gold. Gold it out and just see what it looks like, but then go back from there. Leave that on gold, take this off, and I'll be showing you guys in the future, as long as it works. I found a cool, and you guys maybe already knew this, a cool new zero adjuster cap on AliExpress, Ray Studio. And they say for the stees, but I can't imagine that the stees is different than this. I'm pretty sure every zero adjuster I've tried is the exact same, and what makes them different is they need to be skinny to fit inside that sleeve. And these are, but they look like the old school, from the older Zillions, the older TDZs and stuff like that. They have that kind of look to them. So I think I'm gonna order a couple of those to see what they look like. As I get out of here, I'm still trying to talk myself out of, do I want to jump into the Steez game again? I owned a Steez A, and I remember I also owned the Tatula SVTW, the real cool looking one. Oh, curious to know what I used to remove the lettering on the Acura. Well, which lettering are you talking about? That lettering's still there. I'm not sure where it had lettering, but hang on, I'll show you on this one. This is the one that, and I don't even know how it came off so easy. This is the 8-to-1 that I haven't even used as much as the other ones. And its lettering just literally rubbed right off. Like it started looking funky and I just rubbed it right off. I should probably switch out the and keep that because I actually like it better without that. I like this to say accurate right there. But this one, Micro Monster, like look at that. Where they how they put that? I think they didn't get it right. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, especially on the cheaper reels, of too much, saying too much about what they are or whatever. This reel definitely, in my opinion, just looks better without all that extra. You know. Whoa, what just, that was a lightning flash or something. But I'm pretty sure, I'm actually not even going to do it on this one because what I'm going to do is I'm going to, no, I don't, I need to leave this alone now because I've fished with this one a lot longer. I should switch them. Maybe, should I rub it off? See what you, I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure all you have to do is if you rub with your finger hard enough, and I'm sure if you take just a very mild anything, that's just a printed on the outside. I know I could take my fingernail right now and scrape that right off, no problem. So it's pretty simple. They basically had there's a, looks to be silver paint, clear coat, and then they have some sort of sticker stuff that they stuck those on, so those will peel right off. And I forgot until I put these handles back on. These Acuras come with this extra little stuff up here that I'm sure that will also come off with use. I haven't used these handles at all. So there's one of the ones that I was telling you that I've got for sale. But let's compare this real quick. So if you look, the stock Dragstar, see? I mean, I know I got that SyngleLyfeStyle handle on it, aluminum handles changes it. But in my opinion, it also just, just giving it that metallic color. Yeah, you kind of know. It's just like on a lot of your Shimanos, they're painting them a metallic color. You know, the Aldebaran 22, there's something else that has that exact same star painted. They're plastic stars, but to at least paint them that metallic color does make them, I just looks better. Looks like a little more quality product in my opinion. Unless it's the true like Xeon Star, kind of like the Dark Wolf Ultra has, where you can kind of make out the molding of it. This like cheap black plastic, and I don't know, I associate, the minute it looks like plastic, I just associate it with cheap, unless it looks like a carbon fiber or something you can tell is, higher quality plastic anyway. I don't know, you guys comment which reel you like better. You like the SyngleLyfeStyle better? Do you like that Dragstar better? Or you like the black one? Do you just like that stock look? A lot of you guys may like that just stock black and silver look. I don't. I mean, it looks good, but I think that looks better. Even if you just put the stock handle back on it with that little bit of extra color. And yeah, you do have a lot of color going on. These, the color they anodize that with and the spools is kind of, I don't even know what color you would call that. In person, it's not far from being a very dull pinkish color, but it's more like a champagne pink. But when you're looking at the whole reel, like you don't really think pink. But if you really sit and stare at it, stare it down, you could see like a purplish, just a hint of something. But it doesn't look bad. I think the reel overall looks good. I think this looks better because there's just multiple shades of metallic colors in there. It just looks good, right? You got there's actually a bunch. You got the nut, the handle, this piece, that piece, this piece. And so yeah. All right, I'm done for sure. Seriously, you guys quit talking to me. I'm out of here. Gotta go. Gots to get out of here. I gotta watch Bonsai Mirai. You guys ever watch that dude? He's doing. If you guys have ever watched any of my any of my bonsai side of it, bass and bonsai, we did bonsai for the first couple years, probably more than we did fishing videos, or even, but then I haven't done it in several years. But Bonsai Mirai is a higher end, that dude like went to Japan and studied for like 6 years, I think. And then he has a place here in the United States. But he's always usually, you've seen him work on higher quality bonsai material, right? It'd be like me. I've only ever worked on Black Max reels, and he was always working on Steez's kind of thing. But he jumped down into just went and got a garden juniper basically, and he's doing a styling on it. So if you have ever watched any of mine, go check out that one and see how he does on his, because he's definitely got way more. He's a professional at it. I've just been dabbling in it, but it's a pretty cool video so far. I stopped at midway just for you guys to make this video. Do you guys want to see what the stock Steez looks like? Let's take a look. Hang on. Hang on. We're never done here. Let's just show you a quick look. I put this dude back to stock. That's not the lingo. So, Salamandura, still unboxed, the best looking reel out on the market right now to date. I still think is this dude. And it feels good. I just can't make myself like that frame overall. Put this dude back to stock. You guys guess which one that is? That dude feels good too. Looks good, works good. I don't know. If I can't make the right deal with Charles, who knows, I may keep it. But here, if you want to know a reel that just is a little heavier, palms a touch bigger, but it feels better than both those reels. It doesn't look as good as probably either one of those reels, but looks good and just flat out works. I can't knock this reel. So this is the one I'm selling. I don't think I've scuffed the top up at all. Maybe, I don't know. It's not going to be 100% guaranteed there's no scuff. This is the one though. The side plate almost looks like it's got some kind of paint flaw. You have to really, really, really look at it. I don't know. I can't get it to the. There's somewhere. There's almost like you can make out. It's definitely down in the coating area. It's like a. I don't know. Something's there. I can see it with the naked eye. Really looking hard. You can. Yeah. You have to really look. But it was already there. But this is the one that is box stock. That's the SV Boost spool. I just don't have a line off of it. So it's still only got it's got the bushings up here and in here. That's why you can see that's not spinning all the way. The outside has a bushing. Internally, there's a bearing. If it's like the other one that I switched out. So you guys tell me what you think. Like this would look good with the stock star on, just switching like these reels do look good. I like the handles. Does that one look darker? I'd almost swear the lighting's horrible in here right now. I'd almost swear this one, the handle looks darker itself. It could just be because it's got all that black on it. No, I want to say that thing is a darker shade. I'm gonna have to look into that more. I want to say that handle, I've never really put them side by side. I got them at different times. I think this handle is a darker shade. You guys seeing that also? It may be just because that stuff's so bright, it's making that look brighter, but it's almost... I didn't even notice until I brought them over here and put them together. It definitely... I don't know. I am going to look into that though with in better lighting, like out in daylight, and see. And I need to get better lighting in here. But awesome reels. I don't know. I shouldn't get rid of either one. I should keep buying. What I should do is just buy another one of these and forget about it. Call it a day. You guys are on your own to check out and test reels anymore from now on, right? But I'm curious too. I just like to try. Some of that stuff I just unboxed is stuck to me. Packaging material. These look good. I do not like the looks or the feel of. I think they've gotten too skinny, just in my opinion. I wouldn't like these for BFS or not. I think they're just too flat. I prefer, like I just showed you on the Salamandura, I prefer the old school cork. If Daiwa needs to come out with the old school cork knobs, and if anything, they don't need to make them flatter. They really need to make them like this. But go to a true cork. But I still prefer the looks and the feel, and you can get these on AliExpress. I don't know if they're going to have that. These almost have like you can feel that give. I'm pretty sure they're still making them like they always have. There's cork underneath this little sleeve of rubberized whatever it is, and it just gives them, there's like a little, you know, you can just tell. It's almost like, do you guys ever had them hardened mats or soft, like you step down, you got tennis shoes on with padding in it and all that, but when you step on those, you can feel it, and at the end of the day, you do, like I can feel a little give there, and it just, I don't know, it's better. I like those better. All right, that's it. This is a good reel. I should have put it on just to show you guys. I should have put it on to show myself, but I didn't do it. The gold, I should have put that on just like that, because I think that's, if really, if you're, you know, you're not into the single lifestyle and you like this just like it is, I think it still would be worth your while to try. Probably the Gomexus Gold, the 6-star, and just slap that baby on there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. 1 hour in, I talked about nothing that last half hour. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later.